Welcome to Catchy Cooks, where today we have a guest, Gustavo, and he is going to make for us
a nice dessert. How are you, Tara?
I'm good.
It's
How
a
are
pleasure
you?
to be here with you guys today. I'm going to be making a chocolate cake that has a pomegranate mousse filling. So, should we start it?
We should start.
We're going to start using 5 to 6 eggs. The recipe usually asks for 5, but today I can only find the very small eggs, so we're going to be using 6 of them. So you're going to crack all of them in a bowl, okay? So,
Help.
sure. Go for it. Just letting you guys know, whenever you're baking something, you need to get your oven ready. So in our case, we have the oven at 355 degrees, just waiting for the cake to come in. We have all the eggs in the bowl, and we're gonna use a blender. While you're beating the eggs, you want to add a cup of sugar. So after the sugar, we're gonna add a cup of flour. Gotta be careful because it's gonna fly everywhere. And then we're gonna add about 3/4 of a cup of dark cocoa, okay? Just the dark cocoa powder that you use for hot cocoa at your house. So, actually the secret for the dark cocoa, I would turn it off because it tends to fly everywhere. And I'll add it and slowly blend it. So, I'll mix it a little. And our last ingredient will be a teaspoon of baking powder.
Cocoa.
Right?
This would be good to make for like Valentine's Day.
Or Easter.
Our Easter's coming up. So I've been instructed to spray galore. Lots of eggs in this recipe. Is that, it makes the bundt cake softer?
Yes,
Yeah.
it does.
I can't wait to try it.
Okay, and after we do that, we should put a little bit of flour as well.
Is it too much?
That's good.
What technique?
Just a reminder, it didn't come out of a box.
It didn't come out of the box.
I'm gonna put it in the stove that is set for 355 degrees for about 35 minutes.
Woo! It is 355.
Perfect. Okay, the cake's ready, so we're gonna take it out of the oven and we're gonna let it cool down for a second. So here it is. We have our cake cooling down a little, so we can go for the second part, which is putting the mousse inside of the cake. So we need to get the mousse ready. First step we're gonna do is about a cup of condensed milk. You're just gonna take it out of the can. A little hint, we used sugar-free condensed milk, so we have lots of calories going on already, so that would be a nice touch for a recipe. About a cup of evaporated milk. You're also gonna find in the can in any of your supermarkets and grocery stores. Okay. The next thing you're gonna add is cherry gelatin. You're just gonna get the little package and follow the instructions in the little box saying how much water you need to dissolve. That's all we did so far, so each brand has its own techniques to dissolve it. So we're gonna mix this in the bowl as well. It's gonna be very liquidy as of now, but as soon as you get it frozen, it's gonna work better. And the last thing is the pomegranate juice. You're gonna add about 250 milligrams of it. So we add it all in the bowl. And now we're gonna use our old friend blender. Here we're back. Our cake is pretty much cooled down. We'll let it sit for about 20 minutes or so. So what you're gonna do now is a very important step of this whole recipe. You're gonna get your cake. You're gonna put a plate on top of it, and that's why you make sure that before you put the best amount of butter or non-sticky, whatever you had to, in the pan, so the cake just comes down easy like this. Okay? So this is the cake. The first thing we have to do is we have to cut out a top. So we're gonna get another plate so I can put the top on the side. Make sure your hands are washed before you do this, okay? So you're gonna hold the cake and you're gonna just cut around it. And now the tricky part, right, you get this out so it doesn't break on you. Okay. Now you have the cake, and this is a very important part as well. What we're going to do with the mousse that we made before, we're going to put it not as a filling but inside the cake itself. So I would say that we should leave about half an inch on the corner, and you're going to cut all the way, but make sure that you don't cut it through the cake. It's important that you leave a bottom part so the mousse stays within the cake. So you're just going to go like this, through this side and through this side. And the cake's very spongy that when you do that, you just come with a spoon come out so easily. And I'm also gonna show you like a nice trick of what you do with this, because this is so good. What is very important too is, since this cake gonna be in the fridge, we need to make sure that it's moist all throughout, because there's nothing worse than having a cake and it's kind of dry. So we're gonna use some of the pomegranate juice. It's a little extra that we have, and we're just gonna moist the whole cake. So the chocolate gonna have the extra flavor infused on it. Okay guys, we are waiting for the pomegranate mousse to get a consistency so we can finally put inside of the cake. And right now we're gonna show you what we're gonna do with all the extra cake that we took it out. It's something very easy and that the children are gonna love to make it with you. So it's very simple. You already have the cake batter ready for you, and it's gonna sound a little weird, but all you're gonna do is add with some peanut butter. You know, the good old peanut butter that everybody has in their cabinet. You're gonna need about half a jar, okay? And it's one of those moments where we're gonna have to put our hands to work. We're gonna just throw all the peanut butter in here, and again, make sure you wash your hands, and you're just gonna mix it all, and it has such a nice texture. After you have it mixed, you can get 2 spoons like this, Tara, and you try to make little balls, just like this.
Beautiful.
Or if you want, you can try to make like little eggs for Easter. Imagine like make a little bag with those. It's gonna be like huge. And we're gonna throw in this, which is just sugar and cocoa, the same cocoa we use for the cake. We're gonna throw the ball in there so we can coat it a little.
Shake it.
We can shake it. We can use this little fork to mix it. Okay, and it's all about ratio. You can make them much smaller than this. This is like a party size one. And I think you should try it.
Will this harden or you eat it just
No, you
as
eat
is?
just like this. Actually, if you keep it like in plastic bags or in closed containers, since the peanut butter keeps them moist, it's not going to change how it is for a few days. You don't need to put it in the fridge or anything.
Eat with our hands or?
Eat with your hands.
Okay, here we
Okay?
go. And how did you come up with this?
Ah, that's a twist.
Mm.
How is it?
Mm.
Good. Let me try it as well.
The peanut butter.
I know. We try it. We learn on Top Chef.
Oh, this
People
is
that
good.
don't try their food, they go home.
I
This
definitely
is
need
good.
a glass of milk after one of these bad boys.
Isn't it delicious
This
though?
is a genius.
Okay, we're almost done today at Catchy Cooks, and we had it frozen for a little bit. As you can see, it's not very hard. We just want it to be in a creamier consistency so we can put it in the cake, and you just gonna put it just like this, you see? Gonna put our cover back on. Just gonna put it on top of the cake like this. And you're gonna leave it in the fridge for about 2 to 3 hours.
Thank you for preparing this for
Oh,
us.
that's not a problem. Thank you for coming back.
My favorite part of the show.
It's so good, isn't it? Bye.
Yum.